Thomas. Thanks for listening.
MissouriNet.com is your free online news source. No monthly fees or annoying limited access to stories. For more than 50 years, MissouriNet reporters have been bringing you all things Missouri. Visit MissouriNet.com for our feature program Show Me Today, plus up-to-date news and sports. Are you a Missouri history buff? Check out Across Our Wide Missouri, MissouriNet, on the web at MissouriNet.com, on X at MissouriNet, MissouriNet.com.
At Four Rivers Community Health Center, we provide compassionate care for the whole family. From routine checkups and chronic condition management to dental care and behavioral health services to support your overall well-being. With locations in Rolla, St. Robert, Salem, and now in Cuba, quality care is closer than you think. Schedule your appointment online at fourrivers.org. Call or text 573-426-4455. At Four Rivers, we're more than healthcare. We're your partner in health.
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at that noon hour weather forecast. Today will be partly sunny with a high temperature near 54 degrees. Southerly winds will be 7 to 10 miles per hour. Those winds may gust as high as 21 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight are in the forecast with a steady temperatures around 47. Southwesterly winds will be around 7 miles per hour with gusts as high as 18 miles per hour. Tomorrow should be mostly cloudy with a high temperature near 67. Southwesterly winds tomorrow will be around 6 miles per hour, becoming calm during tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, skies will be mostly cloudy with a low around 52 degrees. Calm winds become southerly around 6 miles per hour after midnight. Then Wednesday will be mostly cloudy with a high temperature near 72 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest at 6 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21 miles per hour. Wednesday night is Christmas Eve and will be partly cloudy with a low around 57. Then Thursday, Christmas Day, will be mostly sunny with a high temperature near 74 degrees. Thursday night should be partly cloudy with a low around 56. Then will be sunny on Friday with a high temperature near 69. Friday night, we expect mostly cloudy skies, low temperature around 47. Then Saturday will be partly sunny with a high temperature again near 69 degrees. We'll cool down a bit Saturday night with mostly cloudy skies, low around 36. And Sunday should be mostly sunny with a high temperature near a very cool sounding 48 degrees. Now that's more normal for this time of year, but after those 70s earlier in the week, that sounds a bit cool. Well, that's your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO, where it's now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that costs you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free.
In these final days before Christmas, many are scrambling to finish their Christmas shopping. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. Planning and preparing, fretting and stewing, trying to find the right gift for friends, parents, children, and co-workers is a joy for some, but a dreadful task for others. This time of year, I recall the story of the elderly gentleman who did not have the wherewithal to purchase for his children and grandchildren the material gifts they desired. There are gifts of greater value than the things that money can buy. The old man considered these things and thought about what Christmas really means to him. He reached across the table and picked up his tattered Bible, worn from years of use. He read scriptures from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He choked back tears of joy as he read passages from the Psalms, Proverbs, and Corinthians. In the still of the night, laying the Bible aside, the old man pulled a pen from his pocket and began to write the shopping list for those gifts that truly matter and mean the most. Faith, patience, a sense of humor, joy, laughter, hope, trust, integrity, self-discipline, courage, compassion, humility, friendship, music, loyalty, imagination, and finally love. No amount of money can buy the most valuable gifts. When you open your package to find a new shirt, pair of pliers, smartphone, or jewelry, you will be grateful for the gift. However, these material gifts are not only things, but serve as reminders that we matter to someone. Someone loves us enough to put thought and care into selecting just the right gift. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
The foundation is set.
Missouri knocks off the #1 team in the nation.
The frame is built.
On the run, Mitchell for the flush, Missouri by 20.
And the gates,
the habits, the response to detail, the execution, all that stuff matters.
Are open.
Drives right baseline to the rim, jams it as he hangs and got fouled.
This is your radio home for Mizzou basketball.
Cruz, here comes the three. Bang, he splashed it home.
The Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Townscreen in Salem and Houston is a very effective way to get your message out to the public, courtesy of their vertical screens in high-traffic areas in both towns. Your ad, flyer, or even video can be displayed for as little as $15 per week with monthly and yearly rates available. You'll also find Townscreen on display at the Echo Bluff and Montauk State Park lodges. Produce your own ad or get help from the Townscreen staff. To find out more, go online at townscreen.com or call or text 636-338-1199. Townscreen.
A slow Friday for direct cash cattle business and cash hogs. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. Direct cash cattle trade activity was relatively quiet Friday. For the week, dress deals in the north range from $355 to $363, mostly $358, which was $4 higher than the prior week's weighted average basis in Nebraska. Business in the south, for the most part, was at a standstill. At the Ogallala Livestock Auction, steers were mixed to $15 lower. However, steers 550 to 600 pounds were $8 higher. Heifers were also mixed, but heifers 600 to 700 pounds were $11 higher. The USDA says demand was moderate to good. Medium and large one feeder steers 650 to 686 pounds brought $387 to $404. Feeder steers 730 to 745 pounds brought $373 to $377. Medium and large one feeder heifers 563 to 585 pounds brought $405 to $425. Box beef was sharply higher with big demand for fairly light offerings. Choice up $435 at $361.63. Select was $205 higher at $15.61. Estimated cattle slaughter was 108,000 head, up 3,000 on the week and down more than 9,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed lower with a light negotiated run. Processors weren't very aggressive in their procurement efforts to finish the week. That wasn't a big surprise. The industry is looking ahead to the upcoming quarterly hogs and pigs report, which could limit any upside price potential. Demand remains uncertain. While pork is a competitively priced protein in the retail space, likely providing some support to the domestic market, global demand data has been slow to catch up. Barrows and Gilts at the National Daily Direct were down $1.20 with a weighted average of 67.45. The Iowa, Minnesota was $1.38 lower. The Western Corn Belt down $1.24. Both had weighted averages of 67.38. Pork values were sharply higher, up $2.33 at 99.76. Hams, bellies, butts, and ribs were all up sharply. And estimated hog slaughter was 481,000 head, up 9,000 on the week and up more than 3,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were supported by higher box beef during the session, ahead of those on-feed numbers from the USDA. And lean hog futures close higher, supported by higher pork values. I'm Megan Grebner, Brownfield Ag News.
Water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and giant ragweed. Left undisturbed, they will become the most dangerous foes to corn plants. But in the early season, these weeds are at their weakest. Now is the time. A predator lurks. Certain herbicide attacks, unleashing full residual power before weeds have a chance to emerge. Pre or early post-application, they are hopeless against such effective chemistry. Certain herbicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
It's time to break the silence surrounding mental health. Too often people suffer in silence, afraid to ask for help. That's where 988 comes in. It's a safe, confidential space where you can talk openly about your struggles without fear of judgment. Whether you're experiencing a crisis or you just need someone to listen, 988 is here for you. You're not alone. Let's break the silence together. Call 988. Your mental health matters. 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, Missouri.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time to take a look at updated funeral announcements that's being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they are available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Glenna May Steelman of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, formerly of Salem, passed away Thursday, December 18th at the age of 91 years. Funeral services for Glenna Steelman will be Tuesday at 12 noon at the Salem Chapel of James Garr Mortuary. Visitation for family and friends of Glenna Steelman will be held prior to the service on Tuesday from 11 a.m. until service time. Entry will be at the Cedar Grove Cemetery. And all arrangements for Glenna May Steelman, formerly of Salem, are under the direction of the James Garr Mortuary of Salem. Herschel Eugene 80 of Beulah, Missouri, passed away December 19th at the age of 89 years. A memorial service for Herschel 80 will be Monday afternoon, December 29th at 2 o'clock at the Fox Funeral Home in Licking. A visitation for family and friends of Herschel 80 will also be on Tuesday, December 29th, starting at 12 noon and continuing to service time at 2 o'clock. And all arrangements for Herschel Eugene 80 of Beulah, Missouri, are under the direction of the Fox Funeral Home of Licking. Opal Louise Lewis of Rolla passed away Tuesday, December 16th, at the age of 88 years. Visitation for family and friends of Opal Lewis will be at the James Garr Chapel in Rolla on Saturday, December 27th, from 12 noon till 1 o'clock, with funeral services to be at 1 o'clock. Entry will be at the Rolla City Cemetery, Rolla, Missouri. Memorial donations can be made to the Full Gospel Church. Envelopes are available at all James Garr locations, and all arrangements for Opal Louise Lewis of Rolla are under the direction of the James Garr Mortuary of Rolla. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements, and was brought to you as a courtesy of the Salvation Army Dent County Service Unit. The 2 big kettles will be continuing around Dent County from Country Mart and Walmart. Now remember, the money you donate to your local service unit stays in Salem to help those with emergencies and those down on their luck. Help us fill the red kettles this year and help your neighbors. The Salvation Army, doing the most good.
This Christmas, when you put money in a Salvation Army kettle, expect change. Expect homes and hearts to be warmed. Expect empty stomachs and hungry souls to be fed. Expect need and despair to be transformed by hope and joy. Whether you give at our kettles or at SalvationArmyUSA.org, Expect your contributions to change lives. The Salvation Army, doing the most good.
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus. SBU's Salem Campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Denton County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU's Salem Campus today at 501 South Grand Street, or you can call them at 729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. The Denton County Commission met this morning at the courthouse. District 1 Commissioner Keith Green said rock would be added and grading done on Denton County Road 5400, while only grading would be done on County Road 6430. He also stated brush should be cut on County Road 5615 and reflector signs are being installed on County Road 5130. A crew will check other roads to see if reflectors need to be added. District 2 Commissioner Jamie Williams reported rock would be added and grading done on Denton County Roads 2140 and 4130, while only grading would be done on County Roads 2120 and 2130. He did state brush should be cut on County Road 2200 and that a crew is straightening out a pipe at the intersection of County Roads 2240 and 2260 where it was apparently run over. Presiding Commissioner Gary Larson said the courthouse will be closed Wednesday through Friday of this week for the Christmas holiday. Denton County Clerk Angie Curley said candidates can still file through December 30th for available positions for the April 7th municipal election for school boards, hospital boards, City of Salem, aldermanic positions, etc. She also wanted to remind any vendor of the county to have their bills in by noon on December 29th to have the invoice paid this year. The county cannot pay bills in January until the commissioners have approved their budget. Curley went on to say that her office continues working on that budget for 2026. At 9:30, the commissioners approved an amended budget by the SB 40 board for 2025 as they received insurance proceeds from the fire at the sheltered workshop, and they also had larger than anticipated expenses from the fire cleanup. Denton County Treasurer Denita Williams presented the cart receipts for the month of December. She stated the county received $91,450.98, and that is down $788 from the December of 2024. Williams reported that year-to-date, cart is up $72,782.18, which is about a 7.4% increase. At 10 o'clock, the Commission opened bids for the creation of a first-floor ADA-compliant bathroom at the courthouse. They received only one bid, and that was from Thomas Excavation for $20,990. The Commissioners made no decision until they have a chance to speak with the contractor about the bid and when they could begin on the project. At the last meeting, the Commission approved their revision to the county personnel policy and heard from Craig Fagel from the 100 Acre Wood Road Rally that the event this year will be held in Denton County March 14th, 2026. He also said the rally will be returning to Crawford County on Friday, March 13th. The county also went on to employ Joe Pogue as the new janitor at the courthouse after interviewing him, and he will begin on January 2nd. The next meeting of the Denton County Commissioners will be Thursday morning. No, it won't be. That's what happens when I don't pay attention to my copy. The next meeting will be Monday morning at the courthouse, and the meeting will be open to the public. The Denton County Health Center Board of Trustees met Thursday evening, December 18th at 5 o'clock. Administrator Zach Moser presented the Service and Statistics Report for the month of November. In the Communicable Disease Report, he stated there were no cases of COVID-19 reported. However, the virus is known to be present in the community. While the active lead cases were reported at 72 plus 5 communicable disease cases. There was 1 influenza A case, 6 animal bites were reported, and there were 11 screenings for sexually transmitted infections, resulting in 30 total tests. The November environmental report showed there were 12 total inspections or re-inspections conducted. The maternal child health statistics showed there were 6 car seats distributed. There were no Show Me Healthy Women appointments, no CPR courses, no consultation for child care health, and there were 10 Title X appointments reported. There was 1 presumptive eligibility, which is temporary Medicaid, while there were 354 WIC appointments. The community-specific service summary showed 519 total appointments other than WIC. 97 total provider appointments, 198 treatment court visits, 116 lab appointments, and 88 immunization appointments. Nurse practitioner service details showed no Show Me Healthy Women appointments, 6 family plannings, 1 well child visit, 2 other well women exams, 6 other physicals, 7 KSMO physicals, plus 24 other visits, and 51 acute illness appointments for a total of 97 visits. Laboratory details showed 146 lab draws, 2 appointments for rapid tests for COVID, flu, RSV, or strep, 1 pregnancy test, 3 lead tests were reported, and there were 24 other urine drug screenings. Phlebotomy appointments totaled 110, while all lab appointments totaled 116. Immunizations for November showed 30 for COVID-19 and 58 for influenza, plus 69 other vaccines given during 88 appointments. In the administrator's report, Moser reported that no Dent County Health Center Board of Trustee positions were expiring this year, so no election is necessary in April. He updated the board on continued delays in payments by the state of Missouri. At the end of November, there was well over $100,000 in payments owed to the Dent County Health Center by the state of Missouri. Jessica Ricks provided written reports to the board regarding her team's activities and the progress on the Community Health Improvement Plan and accreditation. Moser suggested that the board consider granting the Dent County Health Center staff off December 26th, given that it falls on a Friday this year. The board approved the staff being off December 26th. The financial reports for November were reviewed. Current assets at the end of November were $1,139,348.32. Total assets were $1,986,647.67. Total liabilities were $365,693.02, and equity was $1,620,954.65. Revenue for November was $71,634.70. Expenses were $113,397.87 for a net operating revenue deficit of $41,763.17. After other revenue and expenses, net revenue was a negative $46,582.65. The report from H&R Block was also reviewed. Moser noted that November was a 3-payroll month. After discussion of the financial effects of the state's delinquency in payments, the financial report was approved. During new business, Zach presented the 2026 budget for consideration, and after lengthy discussion, the budget was approved. He presented 2 proposed changes to the bylaws and explained the rationale behind them. The decision was tabled to be discussed with the full board at a future meeting. Moser presented the proposed policy manual and an accompanying resolution which would detail the transition from a board edict-style management to a policy management in which the board would set policy, the administrator would set procedure, and the administrator would be responsible for ensuring compliance with policies. The issue was tabled for further board member review and discussion with the full board at a future meeting. The board entered closed session at 6:15 to discuss personnel. At 6:35, the board returned from closed session where the board voted to modify an employee's salary for 2026. Prior to adjournment, the next regular meeting date was set for Thursday, January 15th, 2026, with the hearing for the environmental fees starting first at 5 o'clock. The Salem Marty Board of Education held its regular meeting Thursday evening at the Administrative Building. Following the unanimous approval of the meeting agenda and consent agenda, Dr. Rachel Green recognized the middle school student leadership team, honoring teacher Lori Wilson and students Jermaine Watson, Zola Mendenhall, and Taya Terrell for their leadership and involvement. During the superintendent's report, Dr. Nathan Wills provided updates on district improvement goals, food service operations, and the annual performance review. He also informed the board on student leadership initiatives, recent building visits, and ongoing facility projects, including roof repairs at the upper elementary and truck drainage repairs at the senior high school. That's track drainage repairs at the senior high school. Dr. Wills thanked the Judge and Young Foundation for its generous donations benefiting the construction trades program, the chamber choir, and the district as a whole. Additional updates were presented on Missouri's average total spending per student and its national ranking, school modernization efforts, and the Missouri State Board of Education's support of open enrollment. Administrative reports were also presented by district principals and department leaders. In new business, the board unanimously approved the MSBA policy updates, a memorandum of understanding for the School Resource Officer Program, FFA student trips to the Washington Leadership Conference and Industry Leadership Tour, and the district's 2026-2027 tuition rate. The board recognized the hiring of Janine Edwards as a high school paraprofessional and accepted the resignations of Ron Light, Chastity McConnell, and Rowdy Mackley. The board then entered executive session to discuss personnel and student matters before adjourning. That has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU Salem Campus, 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU's Salem Campus, you can contact them at 573-729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071.
There can be no more magical time for a child than Christmas. Salem Farm Equipment remembers how when we were young, all things at the holidays took on a sort of an enchanted glow. Salem Farm Equipment hopes that in the years to come, this Christmas will be a golden time in the memories of you and your children as well. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from everyone at Salem Farm Equipment on Highway 19 South in Salem.
Hi, Carrie Patton here from Town & Country Bank. We've got all the perks of a national bank, like online banking, quick loan approval, and you can even deposit your check from your phone. That's not why our customers love us, though. They love us because we still offer hometown customer service. Stop by one of our area locations and let our friendly team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Celebrate the holiday season with Candy Corn Christmas, a sweet picture book about the most underrated Christmas candies, and a Christmas contest, a festively illustrated chapter book in an advent calendar format with chapter-a-day reading. Simon & Schuster's children's books. They're available wherever books are sold.
It is now time for a look at local and regional sports, as being brought to you as a courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. Braden Gap scored 24 points to help lead the Salem boys varsity basketball Tigers past Camden Friday night, 58-55. Gavin Sapal finished with 14 points, and Eli Wofford netted 11 more as Salem ended their two-game losing streak and improved to 4-3 on the year. Salem will play Summersville in the first round of the Kabul Invitational Tournament at 1:30 on Friday. Salem is seeded 5th in the tournament, while Summersville is seeded 12th. The Salem JV basketball Tigers are even their record at 2-2 with a 49-17 win over Camden Friday night. They'll be off until January 2nd, when they'll host the Osage Indians at 6:15 at the Salem High School gym. Salem freshman basketball Tigers built a big lead, then held off the Lakers Friday night for a 30-26 win. Salem is 3-2 on the year, and they'll also host the Osage Indians January 2nd, beginning at 5 o'clock. The Salem Lady basketball Tigers fell to Owensville Friday afternoon in Sullivan in the consolation game of the People's Bank Holiday Classic, 45-38. Paisley May, who was named to the all-tournament team, scored 12 points to lead the Lady Tigers, who have now lost 3 straight games, and they'll play in the Mountain Grove Holiday Tournament against Dora at 10 o'clock this morning. The Lady Tigers enter the tournament with a 2-4 record. Salem is seeded 9th in the tournament, while Dora is seeded 8th. The winner will play Willow Springs Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, while the loser will get a bye Tuesday and will not play again until Friday morning at 10 o'clock. The Bunker Boys Varsity Eagles will participate in the Kabul tournament and go into the tournament as the first seed. They'll take on Plato Friday morning at 9 o'clock in the Kabul High School gym. The Eagles are 9-0 going into the tournament. The Bunker Lady Varsity Eagles are seeded 5th in the Mountain Grove Holiday Tournament, and they'll play the Ava Lady Bears at 11:30 this morning. The winner will play Alton at 11:30 Tuesday morning, while the loser will get a bye Tuesday and will not play until 10 o'clock Friday morning at the Mountain Grove Sports Complex. The Lady Eagles are 4-0 in the year going into the tournament. The Missouri basketball Tigers are back in action after an 8-day break from the court. The Tigers will be facing the 18th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. You can listen to this game live on KSMO Radio, 1340 AM and 95.7 FM, with coverage is set to start at 6:30 this evening. Now, that'll be the pregame with the tip-off scheduled for 7 p.m. St. Louis Blues were in Florida on Saturday to face the Panthers. Jake Neighbors got the Blues on the board in the first, and although the Panthers tied the game up in the second, the Blues poured on the goals in the third, easily defeating the Panthers 6-2. Neighbors and Thomas each scored a pair of goals, with Justin Falk and Jonathan Berggren rounding out the Blues' offensive production. The Blues will remain in Florida today and face off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can listen to that delayed broadcast of that game on KSMO Radio following the Missouri basketball game. That Blues game will be on at approximately 9 o'clock this evening. Kansas City Chiefs and Tennessee Titans were both playing for pride, as neither are eligible for the NFL postseason. The Chiefs only managed a trio of field goals, losing the Titans 26-9. Chiefs won't have much time to rest, as their next game will be Christmas Eve against the Denver Broncos on Prime Video at 8:15. And that has been a look at local and regional sports, brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
This Missouri Net Sports Report is presented by St. James Winery. Missouri grown, nationally awarded. Pick up a bottle and try Missouri's most awarded winery today, St. James Wine.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. The nightmare continues for the Chiefs. 1 week after losing Patrick Mahomes to an ACL tear, quarterback Gardner Minshew went down in the 26-9 loss to the Tennessee Titans. Chris Oladokun, for the first time in 4 years, got into an NFL game and completed a pass, his first coming to Travis Kelce.
Obviously you see Gardner go down, and I hate it for him. And then the next thing, my mind went to is, all right, well, I got to rally the troops now, go win a football game. You're out there. My first completion is to Travis Kelce. Built a great relationship with him over the last couple of years, but if you would have told me my first completion in the NFL was going to be to him, I would have laughed at you.
11 of 16 for 111 yards. He was sacked 4 times, and the Chiefs converted just 1 of 9 on third downs. And Kelce continues to cement his legacy. He reached 800 receiving yards for the 12th straight season, joining Hall of Famer Jerry Rice as the only players in NFL history to accomplish that feat. Mizzou head coach Eli Drinkwitz has named Chip Lindsey the Tigers' new offensive coordinator. He brings nearly 30 years of coaching experience, and he comes from Michigan, where he was the offensive coordinator this past season. College basketball takes center stage tonight in St. Louis as Mizzou takes on Illinois in the bragging rights game. Tip-off is set for 7 on FS1. Missouri comes in 10-2, averaging nearly 87 points a game behind senior Mark Mitchell's 18 a night. Illinois is 8-3. They're ranked 18th, led by Kylan Boswell in a balanced scoring attack. The Illini have won the last 2 meetings. The Mizzou women rolled past North Alabama 84-57. Junior guard Grace Slaughter led the way with 25 points. Their final non-con game Sunday at home against Kansas City. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Terrell Complete Auto Care in Salem's Christmas message is an old-time one. Merry Christmas. May its true meaning be reflected in your heart with the joy of a child with his face pressed to a toy window. May this spirit continue and your holidays be both holy and happy. Terrell Complete Auto Care, wishing you a safe and very Merry Christmas.
It is now time for a look at news from the Missouri Net. Then stay tuned. I'll be back after the top of the hour with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
Missouri Net News, I'm Elisa Nelson. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly is set to make a special announcement today at 3 p.m. about a, quote, major economic development. There's speculation that she will talk about the fight to move the Kansas City Chiefs and Royals to Kansas. Missouri Net will keep you posted on this story. Crews are replacing dozens of military family homes at Missouri's Fort Leonard Wood. Colonel Stephen Bartley says they're starting with 56 homes.
You know, of the 1,800 homes we have on the installation, the vast majority of those were built around the Vietnam War before that.
And State Senator Joe Nicola has pre-filed a bill that would give Missouri teen workers less than the state's minimum wage.
These employers would rather, if they're going to have to pay eventually $15, then they might as well get an adult that's got some work experience.
This is Missouri Net.
At the Missouri Department of Agriculture, they know protecting your livestock is a top priority.